All right, welcome to the stage of history. What's up, y'all? We fresh into the new year. It's on and popping. Just in case for the people that don't know who I am, I go by Kevin anytime, the director of Mindset Matters. All right, open enrollment is all this year. We taking in as many people as we can. So got a good topic for you today. And if you like mindset topics, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, because this is what we do live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Arizona time. And so it's on and popping, y'all. Thank you for the ones that are able to join. And then if you're catching this later, I hope you're having a fantastic day. So what we're going to talk about today, y'all. All right. First, I want to talk about the new year, right? Let's talk about that real quick. Okay, what are your plans for the new year? Are you in stride? Are you in a rhythm? Or do you feel like you're catching up? It's only the third, so if you feel like you're catching up, get yourself together. All right, get yourself together and let's get it. Okay, but outside of that, I had a really interesting topic that I wanted to go over, which is motivation. There are some influencers who say motivation is nonsense. Like, motivation doesn't help. Motivation is garbage. It is non-existent, right? I say yes and no, because motivation comes from making improvements. When you improve yourself, or when you feel like you had an epiphany, or when you feel like you just created a new process, or you made some new art, or you created a new whatever it is, you are motivated at that point in time to continue. And I noticed this when I'm creating new style vlogs and videos and stuff like that, which over the weekend I was grinding, really just putting everything I could into making these vlogs and stuff like that. So I have a whole bunch, well, not a whole bunch, but I have some lined up for the next couple weeks that I want to introduce to you guys, that I put a lot of effort into, right? And that motivated me to want to continue. I'm like, ooh, I want to get better and better, right? That's in every single thing that you can think of that you want to do. Okay, you can be motivated by improving your way to work. You could be like, whoa, I just found it. Think about it. Anytime you figure out something and you go and you make that process faster or better or something of that nature, you are wanting to tell somebody about it, right? You're like super excited about it, like, oh my goodness, dude, I just found this new way to work. Like, it saved me so much time. Now I'm gonna be able to do this, blah blah blah, or anything else. Think about it. Think about for yourself of times where you were like, man, I was motivated. Motivation comes from making improvements, making adjustments that are more beneficial to our lives. And so motivation, in my perspective, it's not garbage. Okay, it is something that we absolutely need to be able to move forward. And whatever you did over the last couple of days, the resolutions, whatever the case may be, right? You got to hit the ground on improving processes, right? On making things better. And that is what is going to help you to continue, because that's the hardest part, is to find that motivation to continue, right? Now, it's discipline over motivation, because discipline is going to make you do the thing that you need to do every single day, or the things that you need to do every single day. But it's also going to structure you so that you have a focus. No matter what, this is the direction that you're going in. And then the motivation is going to come and go. However, that motivation is much needed for you to get over certain humps when the discipline becomes monotonous, or it becomes mundane, or it's like, oh, this is the same thing over and over and over again. you do need to pull out some motivation out of yourself. And so how do you do that? How do you pull out the motivation? You make an improvement in some area. And it doesn't have to be necessarily work. It could be an improvement around the crib. It could be like, I cleaned up the crib, right? That can get you motivated. You can be like, okay, now I got a clean slate. I got a clear mind. Let's get it, right? That is something that you want to really think about, because there are little things in our daily lives that we do that motivate us, that we can use in times of need when we are in a monotonous mode, or when we're in that discipline, like, oh, I just got to go through it, I got to do it type of mentality. Okay, so think of different things that help you to get motivated. It could be washing the dishes, y'all. I'm telling you, even if you decide, let's point out some stuff in the house that you can do, right? Let's point out some stuff in the house that you could do. You could have something that you got sent to your house, say it's a desk or something that you've been meaning to put together. After you put that desk together, and these are all examples that I'm going to pull out of my own living experience, right? But you put that desk together. Finally, you put the desk together. You see the result of your hard work, the improvement that you made into your home. What feeling do you get? You're proud. You're ready. You're like, okay, yes, I did this. You might want to show it off. You might want to tell somebody. You may not. It might just be, okay, this is what it is. But inside, you feel a little something. You know you do. You feel a little something. That's that motivation to be like, what more can I do? What else can I improve? And that's what we got to continue to look for. Like, this entire living experience and our existences, our independent existences, is a constant learning game. I told Cool the other day, I said, Cool, you'll always be in school, man. He was like, what? Like, he seemed like he was devastated. I was like, dude, I was like, Cool, look, I totally know how you feel, right? I totally know how you feel. And I learned this in my journey of growing up. I keep reminding him, I was a kid like you. I had to grow up. I had to learn these things. This is how old I am. This is how old you are, right? And so in that process of me continuously trying to help guide his living experience to the best way it could go, I explained to him certain things like that. Like, dude, you're always going to be in school. And this is a part of this simply because you need to continuously find motivation so that it can exude out of you, so that you can have that feeling of, oh, okay. And again, what is that? How do you find it? By making improvements. And this is something that we can take out of the book of a lot of women, actually, because they like are the decorators of the house for the most part, right? I'm not biased or nothing like that, but they enjoy interior decorating, right? And I do to some degree, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, I'll put it together, put it in there, whatever. As long as it has the space I need and it's doing what I needed to do, I'm good, right? But that's an improvement in the home. You wonder why sometimes some women rearrange things so much. It's because it's an improvement, which gives them the motivation to keep going. And that's what we want to continuously find. There's a lot of stuff that we got to do in our lives, y'all. That's seemingly basic, seemingly like stuff that you should already know to do, or whatever the case may be. However, it is a task. It is something that has to be consciously thought of and sometimes even planned out to be able to get executed upon, right? So think about, what improvements can you make now so that you can get motivated? Again, I mentioned just a few of them. if you have a project that you've been meaning to complete, whether it be putting a desk together, a chair together, whatever the case may be, the garage, hooking the garage up, cleaning out the garage, there's so many different ones. Washing the dishes, if there's a pile of dishes in there, and don't, some people might not have it. Sometimes I let the dishes, they pile up. It's like, hey, okay, let me get to it. Right? Once you clean all of those dishes, you get the kitchen clean, then you start doing extra stuff, right? Because you get motivated. You get motivated to do more. And that's what I'm helping y'all to understand, is that motivation comes when you make improvements. So let's bring it to ourselves. What can you improve upon on yourself? Health-wise, mental-wise? Health-wise, you could make an improvement of eliminating a bad food, right? Something that you don't want to take part in anymore. Or it could be like many start is going to the gym, right? Going to the gym. That is making an improvement, slowly and surely, but it is making an improvement upon yourself. Right? And then you got cleaning the house, cleaning up your room, cleaning up different things, right? Vacuuming, all of that actually gives you a measure of motivation. I know sometimes you might feel like, oh, well, I'm tired afterwards, but it puts you in a state of mind of better, right? Better. That's really all it's about. Getting into the state of mind of, how can I be better? How can I get better? How can things be better? And that's all we need to start thinking about, especially the beginning of this year. How can I be better? How can I be better? How can I make improvements in my life? They don't have to be drastic, overwhelming, cinematic, crazy improvements, right? Just little things can get your motor running, can get that engine going inside of you, that engine of motivation, which is what we need in times where there are plateaus or monotonous time frames of where it's the same thing over and over and over again. If you are in a situation where you're at your job and you've been doing it for years, or you've been doing it for a particular amount of time to where it seems like, okay, this is super easy, make it more difficult for yourself, right? And now you would say, why? Now, this is something that I teach in the Institute, because the program is very basic, y'all. The Elements of Life program is ridiculously basic. It tells you to sit down and meditate for 5 minutes. It tells you to be still for 5 minutes. It tells you to write down, what happened for the day. These are very basic, easy things that you can track. And it can get monotonous very quickly, but the idea is, once you do get a handle of it and you do feel like you get it, is to find ways to make it more difficult for you, because I want to pull that extra out of you, right? I went through that process, and I give you a blueprint of like, okay, here are the parameters. You get to utilize that system and say, okay, how can I make this more personalized to me? Because I can't jump inside your head, right? So you get to look and be like, how can I make this more personalized to me? How can I improve this for me? And that's what gets you motivated to get through the entire program. But that's why other people don't make it through, is because, and this is any program, they said the highest percentage for people completing online programs is like 3%, y'all. That's ridiculous. But the reason being is because they don't seek to make it, and make it more difficult for yourself sounds like you're trying to hurt yourself. So let me rephrase that. They don't seek to improve upon it. They don't seek to improve upon it. That's going to motivate you to go forward through the entire program, because the more steps, the more sections that you get through, and you find different ways to personalize it to yourself, to make it better for you, that's what's going to motivate you to continue to keep going, right? Now, I remember there's a section in the concentrated strength, which is this one is a good one because it makes you sit down and stare at something. And a lot of people were like, what is this about? What do I have to do this for? Like, what is that for? And it's for you to figure out a way to make it, to improve it for yourself. And here's what I'm gonna say. I'll say, okay, so we're on here, right? I want you to solely, or here, let's use this symbol. I want you to solely focus on that symbol. And you would think, why? Now, what does this enhance in the background? If you can just intently focus, my bad. If you can just intently focus on just this symbol for an extended period of time, you will have better eye contact with people because you will be able to look at something for an extended period of time. The foundation is just to build that particular skill inside of you. This is why I call it the Mr. Miyagi, because there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that happens to you that you will not recognize right away until you start to seek to improve upon it. Right? So I'm staring at this and it's like, okay, I'm just staring at it. And what is that doing for me? Well, that's what you need to ask yourself. What is this actually doing to me? In what particular time frame? This is the thing that people get mixed and screwed with school. They're like, when am I ever going to use this? Aha. So that's a problem, because if you're going to question that, you will never find it. If you're going to say, I ain't never going to use this, I don't need this, then you'll never find where that is actually beneficial. And I'm talking about all of that stuff, the calculus, the algebra, all of that stuff is in life, y'all. That's why it exists. It's because it's actually in life itself. So you can't say you'll never use it. But if you do say that, then you cut off your awareness to it. You don't want to do that. You want to find out, where could I possibly utilize this in my life? Where could I transform this into another area of my life? It could be sports. It could be basketball. I could be examining angles and doing algebraic equations in my head based off of the positioning of people. You see what I'm saying? There's so much depth to the basic things of life. There's so much depth to the basic things of life. I told y'all, I've said this multiple times, you can study a rock for days and be like, whoa, I had no idea it had these minerals inside of it, or this is the life cycle of it and where it goes and where it came from. Or you can study leaves and be like, yo, this is the lifespan of a leaf, and this is how it looks, and this is how it looks when it falls off the tree and when it falls off the tree and all of that. And it will fascinate you. It will fascinate you, because the basics of life are so complex, and that's what made me come up with subatomic, because I'm like, we can't see the dust particles right now. You can't see that, but if I let some sunlight in, you will see them. And if I had a microscope, you can look even closer into what it is. And then all of that stuff is named. These scientists, these people are researching this stuff, man. These are people who are obsessed with life. And that's how you got to get into your life. You got to get obsessed with it. Your own life, your own living experience. You have to be obsessed with it. You have to be enthralled with it. You have to love it for it to be something worthwhile. So that's what I'm gonna leave with y'all today, y'all. All right, motivation comes from making improvements. So find some things that you can improve upon today. You can improve upon so much. You can fix your hair. You can cut your hair a different way. There's so much There's so much you could do, y'all. There's so much you could do on making improvements. It doesn't have to be super big, over dramatic. Okay, it could be making the bed. That's an improvement, right? It makes things neater. It could be vacuum. It could be any type of cleaning you can think about. Or you can dive into books. You can read certain ideas. You can really peer into what that's about. You know, you can read the Bible. You can see how you can improve your life in that manner, right? All of these things are here for us to be able to study, right? Paint. I mean, I could really go crazy with how basic stuff can be super. You can dive super far into it. Okay, but I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I really truly appreciate anybody who was able to jump on. If you have any questions, you got any topics or anything like that, shoot them at me. If you want to be on here, you want me to interview you or anything like that, shoot me a message. Okay. But yeah, just remember, y'all, mindset matters. Mindset matters more than anything else. And if you have the mindset of, I'm going to continuously improve, then that is going to get you motivated, right? So motivation is good. Motivation really isn't garbage, okay? Continue to strive for better, y'all. Focus on the good and do it for you, man. Do it for you, y'all. Okay? If all else is out the window, do it for you. You are here. You exist. Do it for you. All right? Love you guys. Have a fantastic rest of the week. I will see y'all Thursday. I'll have my kids. It'll be a very short live then. But yeah, y'all, let's get it. All right, let's get it in. You got it. Okay, join the Mindset Matters Institute, y'all. Go to www.mindsetmattersmore.net. All right, go ahead and get it in. There is the link right there. And then, of course, always, if you want to get some gear, you want to rep the brand, right? Rep the crown. Okay, go to www.mindsetmattersmore.store, and I got the gear on there. Got some new stuff on there. Got some zip up hoodies. Y'all seen that other hoodie that I've had, the windbreaker jacket. Got some new stuff up on there, so check it out. All right, go on there and look at it and get it in. All right, love you guys. Anytime.